chosen ones. Sorry, empaths. You've got to know something. I know it might not seem like it now. Um, it may seem that you're not noticed anymore. They have no awareness of you, out of sight, out of mind. It might seem like that to you, but you need to know who you were, okay? Who you are, and the impact that you provided in the life of the narcissist. Many of you are aware of it because I done a live stream yesterday. I've touched on this subject a little bit in little increments throughout the live stream yesterday in some videos, but I haven't done a main. I haven't really directed it mainly at this. I want everyone to try to understand what this is all about. Okay, I need you to know that you are still a main source of supply even after you're cut off, and you might be thinking, how is that possible, Zion? How is that possible? But maybe I'll wait to see if a few more join. If they don't, maybe you can catch it later, because it's important. It's very important to wrap your head around this. So firstly, what you got to understand is why you got to dig. The first part of this healing, I think, coming is knowing your worth, which you may have heard me talk about before. Knowing your worth is very important, and not only in the terms of because the narcissist deemed you as a potent source of supply, but knowing your worth. And the thing that may be stifling you or confusing you is you're thinking, hold on, if you know, like, you're knowing that you're a potent source of supply, why did the narcissist discard you? Why did they cut you off? Why did they ghost you? Why did they abandon you? Why did they downgrade to a low-hanging fruit supply? Why did they do those things? Okay, or why did they just go off with someone else? And it's not just romantic relationships, it's all types of relationships, right? But why did they just leave you high and dry? Okay, that's something that may be prevalent in your minds. Feel free to put anything in the live chat. Yesterday's live chat was quite active, and I was, trying to answer people's questions and stuff. So if you've got anything that you want to add in the live chat, I'm aware some of you think that. Sorry, I'm a bit ill, everyone. I'm aware that some of you in the live chat, some of you on the streams think that it's just a video that I'm doing. So that's what someone said to me a couple of streams back. So the thing is, the first thing you got to wrap your head around, okay, after you've embraced your self-worth and everything like that, or you have some rough understanding of your worth, you need to look at the reason why they've discarded you. You need to look at the reason why they've discarded you. Now, it's not because of the things they've told you it was. It's actually because you're a potent supply. That's the actual reason. Sorry, maybe this is a bad idea doing a live stream when I'm ill. Sorry, hold on. So maybe it was a bad idea doing a live stream when I'm ill, but I'm gonna do it because it's an important message that I have on my heart, and I want as many people to try and understand it as possible, whether you see this stream now or later. You are still the main source of supply. You are still the potent source of supply. But what you got to wrap your head around is they like negative supply more. Sorry. They like negative supply more. Okay? They really like negative supply more. They like chasing. They like you begging. They like you getting angry. They like you being sad. And forget me even, because many times I talk about they keep tabs on you. They watch your social media. But even them, forget that for a moment. I'm going to leave that out of this live stream about them watching your social media and stuff, because I've covered that a lot. But some of you, basically, they have an awareness that they've damaged you. So you need to know you're an incredible source of supply, knowing that they have an awareness that you're somewhere in the world damaged, broken. Okay? That them having that awareness that you're damaged and broken means they're getting supply from that. They're still getting supply from you during no contact, everything like that. Even if they don't look on your social media, or you don't like, basically they have an awareness that you're damaged because it's well thought out about the way they've targeted you, not only to get in your life, but they targeted you on the exit as well. They targeted you on a myriad of ways. They targeted you both to get in your life. They targeted you, mirrored you, done all of that, and on the exit, it's the same sort of thing. They're doing tactics to keep you stuck, right? So because you're a potent source of supply, they traded in this negative supply. This might be hard for you to wrap your head around, but it's so important. And please like if you can, or share it with someone that will help. I am gonna do a video on it. It's coming out. I've done the video, but I thought let me just go live with it to introduce you to it, and then maybe you can listen to the video, and maybe that will answer some more questions if you have it, right? They basically decided, because your supply is so potent in a positive sense, your supply is so potent in a positive sense, they want the negative from you. They're thinking, oh wow, oh boy, this person can provide that negative supply that they so desperately yearn. That's what you gotta get. They like the drama, they like the chaos, they like the smear campaigns, they like all of that stuff. They love it, in fact. They absolutely love it, right? They love this so much. It overrides anything positive you've done. This is why you saying, oh my God, I helped them. I gave them money. I supported them. I helped them in their time of need. If you say these things in your mind, yeah, you've done all those things. But they've traded you in, basically, to get negative from you. And this will entail very dark stuff, which they'll do. I'll touch on the romantic relationships. They'll go off with a downgrade. They'll go and sleep with people. They'll cheat. They'll try and bring people in your home. They'll try and do these sorts of things to actually really destroy you, to get you to either go crazy. That's a bad way of me saying it, but I mean, for you to have some kind of mental illness or something like that, or go to a psych ward or a mental institution, basically from the trauma that you've gone through. That's the levels that they want for you. They would like you to have suicidal ideations and possibly take your own life. This stream's probably going to get flagged because I'm talking about that. But look, like that's the seriousness of what they want from you. They want this negative that will fuel them so much more. All right, so they're willing to destroy you to get a byproduct. And what I mean by byproduct is a result as of you destroying something. Okay, like if you set something on fire, there'll be smoke or gas or whatever. Like there'll be smoke, heat. There's a byproduct. So destroying you, there's a byproduct for a narcissist. So they're quite willingly gonna trade in. I'm not saying you were perfect, but you were the best they've ever had. You're the one that they'll never be able to replace. You need to know that about yourself. But still, even with those things being at play, they they wanted that negative from you. So the way you defeat them, basically, not defeat them, but the way you set yourself free from them is which you may hear on many other channels and stuff, is actually stay in your no contact, stay in your thing, work on yourself. The love you want to give to someone else, whether it's a friend, romantic relationship, whatever, and it's a narcissist. The love you want to give them or the understanding you want from them, be understanding towards yourself, be loving towards yourself, right? And that's something that really destroys them when you start giving back to yourself, because they're takers. They're thinking, no, they want that, right? So you have to understand you're fueling. I'm talking about, there were some people, I hope they don't mind me mentioning, they was in a live stream yesterday and they had children with a narcissist. And then the narcissist has gone off and moved to another country and had children with someone else and stuff like that. But that's actually fueled off them. They're trying to destroy. They will do things like that. They'll go off, get married, go off, have children, go off to this, go off to that. They have it for all the wrong reasons. I've said in other videos they make bad choices. Yes, they're bad choices, but it's a choice strategized to destroy you. This is what you're up against. You're up against someone, in layman's terms, as simple as I can put it, they want to get the worst from you. They want the worst from you. That's what they want. All right? That's what they really, really want. They want the worst from you. No matter what. That's all they want. Okay? They want this negative supply. So you're still fueling them even when you're in no contact. Even if they don't look on your social media or you don't think they do. They do. But even if you don't think they do, they have an understanding that they've damaged you. Now, the difference with this is this is why you got to understand. You can be grieving a person. That's why I made a live stream yesterday. I was trying to speak to the people that still want the narcissist back. Now, everyone in there was more healed, but the point being is you may still want the narcissist back, whether it's a friend, romantic relationship, whatever. You may still want that narcissist back, right? But you got to think about this. Imagine in their minds, you're not giving in. Say you don't give in to the like what, they haven't got bad things to think about you. Okay, that fades. There's something called the fade and effect bias that fades, right? That fades after time. The things they told you it was, all of that's irrelevant. This is an agenda and a motive to get the worst from you. So when you don't give them the worst, then you're still the main source of supply, because they've been hanging on for dear life for hope that you are gonna pull through and give them that incredible, inundate them with incredible amounts of supply. And they're with people. If this is a romantic relationship that you was involved in, they're with people, they're around people. I know that may be triggering for you now, but it's not a reflection of you. It's not even really a reflection of, it's a reflection of their level, yeah, but it's not actually a reflection of what they're feeling inside. They're around these people for their own convenience, just to get needs met while they're there. But they're part of the agenda. They actually pulled these new supplies in to their agenda by playing the victim and going, oh, the empath and the chosen one is so bad. Like, they wouldn't call you that, but they would call you whatever, right? They'll say they're so bad, they're so evil. They'll make out all this stuff about you, right? This is what they'll do. They'll make out all this stuff about you, to make their life with the new supplies seem better, in some sense, to seem better, right? That's basically what they would do. So I think maybe, I don't know if people are understanding, if you understand what I mean by this, right? Because I've touched on it a few times. Some people have grasped it in the comment section and stuff. This is what it really is. This is why you were cut off, but you're still the main source of supply. You always will be the main source of supply. You'll be the person that got away. You'll be the person that they do keep tabs on. I know many of you don't think they do, but they do, because they need to see the wounded animal, right? That's what happens in the animal kingdom, right? They watch the wounded animal and then they attack their prey. This is what they'll do to you. This is what they're doing to you. They watch you as a wounded animal, as a hurt, and they're enjoying that. They're actually really, really satisfied of seeing you suffer. This is real sick, twisted people. Okay? Like, the empath and chosen one probably wouldn't even like to see their enemies suffer. Like, it would hurt the empath and chosen one. Okay, like I can understand you would want to see people go downhill and stuff if they wronged you and stuff, but really, like generally speaking, the empath and chosen one would get triggered badly by seeing someone suffer. And the point is, that's why to many empaths and chosen ones, things like, I don't know, you may watch horror films and you may watch them things, but some gory stuff might be triggering for empaths and chosen ones, because especially when after you awaken, it's like you don't want to see that. But narcissists will thrive on seeing you suffer, on seeing you in pain, of seeing you desperate. But you just have to have the awareness to know they've based their life off your situation. They've based their whole life, their whole direction in life off of you. Okay? They're going with new supplies to punish you. They're posting new supplies to punish you. They're doing all this stuff. They said the hurtful things to you to punish you. All to get this negative supply. Okay? All to get this negative supply. Remember, this is a live stream, so if you, I know many of you don't feel, it was very active yesterday in the live chat. But if anyone's got anything they want to say or anything like that, of course you can add it in. I'll try and answer your questions while I'm here, or if not, and you watch this later, you can put something in the comment section. And all about Amarachi, that makes so much sense. Yeah, that thank you. Now I'm glad you understand. That's what I was getting worried that people didn't understand what I was trying to say. But because I've mentioned this a few times in a couple of increments, in past videos and live streams. But this is really what it's about, and I've got a more detailed video coming on the same topic later. Maybe me explaining it differently might help or something like that. So I'm gonna release that after I finish the live stream. No matter how good you are for them, it's not enough. Yeah, you're right. It's not enough. 100%. Because they want the other side of you. Wow, yeah, exactly that. It's hard to wrap your head around, like, and this is why I done a live stream yesterday. I don't know if you want to check it. If you want to check it out another time when you have time or whatever. But I was talking about if you still want the narcissist back, and everyone in the live, I said, like, everyone in the live chat was saying, they don't want the narcissist back. So I said to them, like, what made you click the video? Because that's what I wanted to try and reach out to people that still want the narcissist back, and because I'm seeing some comments pop in, but people said that they don't want the narcissist back, but they miss the so-called good times and things like that. So that's why they clicked the video, and they were curious about the title and stuff. But the point is this narcissist doesn't want your good side, like all about Amarachi said. They want the other side of you, right? They don't want what you've given. They've had that. They've experienced that. They've put all of their investment into getting the worst out of you. And yeah, they will go and downgrade with dusty suppliers. We are absolutely kind of bewildered and shocked at the downgrade, okay? Or they'll try and tap in to try and make you insecure of the new supply or whatever like that. But they will go off and do those things. They will go off and do those things, but you got to understand that it's all punishment of you, right? It's all punishment of you. I feel like a fool wanting him back. I'm just at almost 6 months after discard. Now I can't believe this shit. Yeah, Nate, it's 6 months. It's so fresh. Sorry I haven't replied to some of the comments. I was replying to the comments today, and I'm aware that you commented earlier. You've said some things, so I will get around to doing that. I do apologize about that, Nate. But yeah, it's 6 months. Is fresh, so fresh. I know it must feel like a long time for you. But you've got to be aware that whatever they're doing, they're trying to get the worst out of you. They're trying to get you to chase. They want you to give them negative supply. Negative supply is chasing, is begging, is wanting them back. Negative supply can be getting angry, getting mad, lashing out. Negative supply can be them baiting you into some chaos or drama or smear campaigns, and then they're putting you through stress and trauma and everything, right? Because they're really trying to get the worst out from you. That's what the silence is all about. That's what the blocking's all about. Okay, blocking is like, oh God, like you should never let blocking ever get to you. Seriously, it's hard to wrap your head around, but blocking, I swear, so many people have said it to me as well. Narcissists eventually end up taking the block off and stuff. Don't wait for it. Don't even keep looking for it. But you'll probably notice that they pop up or something, and they've actually taken the block off. Right? That's what they do. That is like a baiting. That's because they're getting desperate and they're thinking, oh God, the plan's not working. They haven't chased. They haven't begged, or they've stopped begging, or they've stopped chasing. And now, yeah, it's yeah, they want that negative from you. Nate says that he broke no contact in July, fucked everything up, was met with cruelty and being discarded all over again. Since then, I won't reach out no matter what, how much this kills me. He deserves a universe better than what he gave it to me, honestly. Yeah, but you see that time in July, Nate, right? That time in July that you say you reached out. Was it July? You said, yeah, July. That's the good nature in you. Please embrace what I mean by that. If you don't understand what I mean, you can say something. It's the good nature in you. They expected that from you. The narcissist expected that you would reach out and try again. Okay? They expected that. This is what it was. They knew that you would do that. So they push you away further. And that's why you take your power back, like you're doing now, however hard it may be for you. You're taking your power back now by not trying to go back again. Okay? All about Amarachi, they always do. Hello, Urban and just. Hello again. Thank you for being here again. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all being here. To block or not to block, to discard the narcissist is a tough call. Many different opinions on that topic. Look, what I would say, the best that I can say, okay, if they're bothering you, they're being a nuisance, they're actually bothering you, okay, like, hunting you down, calling your phone non-stop, doing all of that, right? I don't believe in blocking. That's what I've said in older videos. I don't believe in blocking, but if they're being a nuisance to you, you can block, right? But let's say they're not, and you're just in silent treatment, or they're not bothering you. The best thing I say to do in those situations, or in any situation, even if they are bothering you, is rather than block, change your number. Literally change your number, because there's a bit of resistance. I hope you understand what I mean. There's a bit of energy or resistance or something around when you block. You may check your block list. You may do those things. So the best thing is to actually change your number and change your phone even as well. Start fresh. Limited people have it. You'll get used to you get used to like not having the distractions, see, in your life or whatever like that, and it'll feel better. Okay, change your number. That's the best thing I can say, because you can keep the old SIM or whatever. You don't have to throw that away. Or you can tell people that who have that old number, like who you trust and stuff, to have your new number, but don't. It stops that whole. And then you can have an awareness that they're most likely gonna try your phone, and they're gonna be met with that you're never gonna know for sure, but it's highly likely they will try and call your phone, because maybe if you're on, I don't know how Telegram works. Many of you use Telegram, But like WhatsApp and stuff, they might not be able to see that you've got a profile picture or you've got that number still connected, right? And that will send them into a panic because they will do that stuff. They will look on that stuff to see if you're still on there on one of these kind of communication apps or whatever like that, right? They'll do these kind of background, these research things to see if you are. Because if that number, that's why you should just change the number in general. I wouldn't even say keep it, right? Just change your number in general, start fresh, and know that's you having the final discard from this situation. He's blocked here and done. Never respect anyone whom laughs at my years and suffering and blood. Yeah, nice. But the blocking makes you. The blocking, I think, the thing why I've said in the past don't block is because I think it keeps you in a trap where you want to take the block off or you want to reach out. So it's just best to change your number, and you might have to change your number several times through your life because of narcissists. Because of narcissists you encounter, whether it's friends, whatever, and you slowly start to cut people off more and more and more and more in your life. Okay, it's literally the best thing to do is to change your number. So, like I was saying, anyway, you are still the main source of supply. I'm glad all about Amarachi understood, and I think some of you understand um why you're still the source of supply. Okay, this goes for those of you that have children with the narcissist and they've left you alone with a child, and the narcissist has gone off with a new family and all that. They're doing that in spite of you to get the reaction, to get you devastated. That's what they want from you. Urbanagist, he sent one Hoover text, so I blocked, but then got a new phone and the block reset. I'm not sure that he saw that the block came off. I'm sure that he saw the block come up and smirked. Now there's no block, no more Hoovers, and I'm okay, done with it. Ah. Oh, so the block reset. Yeah. Yeah, leave him. That's alright. If you got the new number now, or new phone, sorry. Yeah, it's the number. I know many of you like your number and you've had the number maybe for a long time and stuff. Um, it can be hard. It's a life changing thing, changing your number, because you may forget about certain people that have your number, old friends or whatever. Um, but I think it's part of the process. The best thing to do is change your number, because then you've got no inclination to reach out to them. You literally take. I had a friend years ago who was speaking to someone and he had a number, and he's like, no, I'm gonna burn the number. I don't want to speak to them anymore. I'm gonna burn the number. Like, so they wronged him, and he said, I'm gonna burn the number. I was like, don't burn the number, right? And he did burn the number. And in some things you can say, oh, that's a good thing that he done. That was like primitive blocking or whatever. It was years ago, right? Years and years ago, right? And he burnt the number, and but maybe a few years ago he said that he actually met that person again. I'm not saying they're a narcissist or nothing. I don't know them, right? I don't know the situation. But the point being is he went back again, okay? Even though he burnt the number. And that's why I say, when you make a life-changing choice to change your number and think, no, that you're done with that, that's the best thing you can do. And some people have said to me that they've changed their number and it's really, really, really helped them. Okay? It's really, really helped them. Nate says, I've got no social media either, very old school. So he could never see or find at me. I'll keep it that way. He threw 5 years away in the snap of a finger. A joke when nothing but an angel to him. Yeah, but he has an awareness. Narcissist has an awareness that you are suffering. So even if you're not on social media, they're thinking you're suffering. So therefore, when they're thinking that you're suffering, especially after 5 years, they're thinking now, where's the fireworks gonna be? When's Nate gonna turn up and pop out the woodwork and create fireworks and chaos and drama, right? That's what they're thinking. That's what the narcissist is thinking. So it's only been 6 months, so they're biding, the narcissist is biding time, thinking, right, Nate's gonna pop up one of these days. Nate's gonna pop up. You said you were blocked, I think, earlier on. I can't find it now. But I think you said you were blocked. Point is, they're thinking you're gonna call the phone, or you're gonna try again. Okay, that whole pushing away last time was so you try again and again and again, and maybe we need to find a new word for shelf, right? Because it's becoming cliche where people are thinking, when we say shelf, awakening, we got to embrace what these words actually mean, you see? Like, they're thinking that you're going to stay on the shelf, or you're going to pop back up and you're going to try it, and you're never going to let them go. So that's what you got to think about. Yeah, that was the... Oh yeah, you did say he's blocked. Nate, sorry, you blocked him. Yeah, so... Not saying here, no social except YouTube, phone, texting, voice. It's more peaceful that way in general. Yeah, it really helps. I had someone in the session that actually deleted their whole social media, and I said to them they should just maybe deactivate it. They said, nah, I'm gonna delete it. They deleted all their social media to start fresh, basically. So they're doing what you're doing. So but there's two ways you can look at it. Basically, it will fuel the narcissist when you do delete the social media, or you come off social media at first. But when time progresses, then they start to realize that you're not going to pop back up, okay? That you're not popping back up, that you're not going to turn up at their house, or you're not going to call them, or you're not going to, whether this is a family unit, friend, romantic relationship, whoever, you left them, you're done with them now, okay? And they feel abandoned in that moment. A lot of you have been abandoned, ghosted, discarded because they felt abandoned in the relationship. They were threatened by, they saw people looking in your direction. They saw how people pick up on your energy, how you're well received by people. I know the empath and chosen one is like people hate you or love you, but they saw how you're well received. They were very jealous of you, and they felt like you were going to abandon them and leave them broken. But what I will say is it actually really does go in your favor being the one discarded. Okay, it really goes in your favor, because if for example you cut the narcissist off, okay, they still get desperate and stuff, but it's in a different way. If you cut the narcissist off, they would be in a place where how can I put this in a clear way? Bear with me. If you cut the narcissist off, right, they're gonna be stubborn and thinking no, they're gonna go off on their pursuit, like to find better, to do that. I'm not saying they will find better, but that's what they're gonna go off and do. Whereas when you're discarded, they shoot themselves in the foot, because now they don't know how to approach you. You see? Never calling or texting him again, especially with the disrespect and disregard he had for me. I'll keep my head up through it. Not my loss, sincerely. Yeah, that's it. And look, just while I digress a moment, like, it's only what they pretended, not pretended, that's the wrong word. But please, let me backtrack on that. Not pretended. What you had a shared fantasy that they were a part of. Okay, they believed in that fantasy as well. Right, they lived that fantasy with you. They put so much work to be in that fantasy. Now, when they felt threatened of abandonment, they felt threatened that you're gonna leave them, cut them off, whatever. They conjured up this plan to get the negative supply from you. Okay, that's basically what it's all over. And none of you seem like you're giving them the negative supply. You might have tried once or twice or whatever, and you backed away. That's the good nature that expected that from you. Now it's all about not doing that. And look, all of you could go and meet someone today. Okay, you could probably download a dating app. You could meet someone today, or you could meet a friend or whatever like that, right? It's not the right way to go about things when you're in trauma, when you've got this trauma bond, okay? Because that's what keeps you stuck. All right, and that's what I kind of wanted to address in yesterday's stream about the trauma bond. Okay, like I did a little bit, but this abuse can literally put someone into a psych ward. Okay, it can make someone get so mad, right? It can make someone get so down, right? It can make someone get so impulsive. It can literally crumble the victim, right? So where it can actually take a physical effect on in the mental health kind of, where it's your brain's process of like, or PTSD even, right? It can cause severe mental health issues, right? Narcissistic abuse. Then understand what you're going through. It's your time to reset. It's your time to recharge now. It's your time to re-energize. Just know all they wanted from you was because your supply was so potent. That's why they threw it away. Like Nate said, 5 years. That's why they threw it away. Dog, I went to the asylum and it ain't funny, but yes, sir. Got laughed at for it too. Can you believe this shit? Can't make this shit up, dog. What, the narcissist laughed by him, he found it funny. Oh no, yeah. That's your brain's honestly, I think um I've had some people that it's happened to, and I think a lot of your healing actually comes out through that like episode or whatever you want to call it, right? You may not see it now, Nate, because it's been 6 months, but a lot of your healing will come out of it, will come through that. May not seem like it now because it's so fresh and it's 6 months, but a lot of your healing will come from that. You'll see in time, 100%, without a doubt, without a doubt. You'll get some strength from what you went through like that. Okay, honestly. So you know, my heart goes out to anyone that's been in a similar situation to Nate, or who's got, you see, because I've spoken to people it's happened to. And there is studies going on about it actually causing psychosis and stuff like that. So as much as they say it can be down to other things, narcissistic abuse is actually, if you look it up, I've only done a bit of research on it, but it can actually cause psychosis and stuff, right? Or PTSD and stuff like that, right? Um, yeah, that's to get a reaction as well. When he found it funny, that's to get a reaction. Urban, and it took me a while to understand that the trauma bond is all within me. The ex not only took advantage of pre-existing fear. Yeah, that's powerful. Well, that's really powerful what you said there. Yeah, that's really powerful. It's believing in, but you know, what I always say is that the only way they're able to trauma bond you is by being like an absolute fake, like mirroring you, pulling you into this fantasy, making you believe in something, like making you believe in something, and you know, I find them people desperate. Like, who does that? They're weirdos. Who really does that? Like, they really try their hardest to get you in their life, and that's why you are still the main source of supply. Okay, and if you don't give them that final fireworks and all of that, it's a tough pill to swallow for them. It's a very tough pill to swallow for them, because that's what they're trying to bait you into. I want to touch on this message more in the future. Oh, Nate said, damn, Oh, amen. Oh, thanks, Nate. I want to touch on this message in the future. If you just develop this awareness to the best of your ability to know that you're potent supply to a narcissist, but you're now going to learn how to not give your energy so freely to people and stuff like that. That's the main ingredient, right? And then you go on to knowing that it was all literally an entrapment to try and get the worst out from you. That's what they want. Please remember what I said. They like negative supply more. They're sadistic. They're sadistic, right? They like this negative supply, not just romantic relationships, friendships, all of that. Families, they're very sadistic and they like negative supply. That is what they want. They are opportunistic parasites, otherwise known as dusty weirdos. Yeah, that's opportunistic parasites. They are huge opportunistic parasites. Honestly. Thank you for everyone being here. I'm aware it's the holiday season, so I was hoping, please share this with anyone. It will help. If anyone hasn't been in the live chat, share it with someone that will help, because I don't hear people addressing this topic, and it needs to become just like people know about the Hoover. Okay, like people know, oh, narcissist Hoover, or they give you silent treatment, they know this or they do that, right? Just like that's common knowledge, right? This needs to become common knowledge about what they're doing, and to try converting you to a negative source of supply. It needs to become like, and how you are still a main source of supply even after they're gone. What I missed out in this live stream, I'm so sorry for those that have tuned out and didn't hear me say it. How can I put it? Look, basically, they still, I don't know how to say it properly. Hold on, let me see the live chat. Yeah, basically, they still want, they still want that, source of supply from you, so they're never gonna let go. That's basically as simple as I can put it. They're never gonna be the one that lets go of you. Like, you let go of them, but they will never ever. I know it may seem like they've forgotten you, out of sight, out of mind, all this, I hear it all the time, right? They never ever let go of you. Okay? And to those of you that said you're not on social media, when you make an appearance, if you do, right, you could go on a dating app or you could go on social media or something. They're on these apps looking for you to make profiles. I know it might sound weird, right? But that is literally 100%. 100%. They actually wait for you to go onto these things, because it's like they love that. That's their life, right? Social media is their biggest tool. So you've taken that away from them. So all they're doing is clinging to the hope that you are suffering. So when you don't provide this fireworks negative supply that they're after, they lose. All right? And then you're always going to be that main supply that's gone now. Even when they move on, you are always that to them. They don't have the ability to pair bond like many of you have bonded with them in a healthy way. They have a really unhealthy bonding system, and they never ever let go. So everyone, thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the best in the holidays. He'll be searching this till his last breath, Jaja. Yeah, I wish you all the best of the holidays. Maybe I'll come back with another live stream soon. Please share this with people, or just try and incorporate this into your mind. I'm gonna do a video on this topic. I've got it ready, so I'm gonna release it. It's on the same topic, so check it out when you can. So everyone, peace. All about Amarachi. Thank you for all for being here. Thank you so much. Peace, everyone.